¿A dónde está papi? 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 ¿A dónde está papi?
Welcome to the Thursday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Thursday. Welcome, everybody. Whew. Today we have a few things to go through, and I'll try to make the stream close to being on schedule as possible. And make sure we got everything going here. How's everybody doing? All right, cool. We got everything going here. We have a couple of clips, or videos, I should say. We have a couple of videos going, and also, again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really does help us out, and it gives us a backup option to Twitch. All right, folks, so let's get this started. All right, so as many of you folks have already seen, there is a massive wildfire in Canada that's having quite a bit of a big effect, even down here in the U.S. I mean, like, that alone is pretty dystopic, right? That looks pretty dystopic to me.
Wildfires from Canada have led to tens of millions of people being put under air quality alerts. But don't worry, Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the case.
Yeah.
She knows what the problem is. I'm going to get to this tweet, and I was going to cover this story anyways, these wildfires, but I saw this tweet, and I had to use this as the catalyst for some other points I want to make about Canada, because there are some incorrect assumptions that people have about Canada and our climate policies. I think it's important to address those in just the most ridiculous perspective that a congressperson, an actual member of Congress, shared on the internet. All right, but first here, some images from New York, because it really is crazy what is going on in New York. They have been impacted, apart from Quebec, maybe the most here. So check out this. This is from Breaking 4 News posted this. New footage from the Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge. Check this out. This is something out of a movie.
Yeah,
and in
for
fact,
real.
I'm going to get to a comparison to a movie in a minute here, but it really is crazy.
Yeah,
This is another.
It looks like Dune. True. The spice must flow. Yeah. Hey, Jam Team, how's it going? What is this? This is California, I think, right? Or no, I'm sorry, New York. New York. This is all like fallout from the wildfires. It looks like Robert Pattinson's Batman movie. Yeah, it does.
Great image or great video from NWS New York. Check out the almost unbelievable time lapse of wildfire smoke consuming the World Trade Center and the New York City skyline. Now imagine being down there and breathing that in. There was a Fox News host, Jeanine Pirro, on a Fox News show yesterday that was poking fun at the idea of people wearing masks outside because of this. You would be an idiot to not wear a mask outside. You want to breathe this shit in? Go right ahead. More here. So over 400 fires burned in Canada, and blazes this year have already scorched roughly 9.8 million acres of forest, more than 10 times the acreage that had burned by this time last year, sending smoke billowing down the east coast of the U.S., New York past Washington, D.C., and as far west as Minnesota.
Wow.
Millions of people in the U.S. and Canada are breathing unhealthy air for the now third day in a row, with more than 75 million under air quality alerts in the eastern U.S., and the Canadian capital of Ottawa also hard hit. Both New York and Washington, D.C. canceled outdoor activities at public schools. New Jersey closed its state offices early, and the Federal Aviation Administration slowed air traffic for New Jersey's Newark Liberty International Airport and LaGuardia Airport because of low visibility. So that's the impact.
That's wild.
But now, as I said, Marjorie Taylor Greene knows what's up.
Wait.
Here's where she puts the blame. She tweets out with that image I showed you earlier, the George Washington Bridge.
Wait. Is it gonna be Jewish space lasers? Is that what it's gonna be? Why isn't the bot working? I'll try again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the bot's not working. All right.
Bridge.
Go follow
Saying New York has the worst air
jammed
quality in
tomb. Jammed tomb.
history due to wildfires from Climate Cult Canada. Attempting to communicate here, I can assume that Canada is this climate cult. We are very concerned about the climate crisis. We have these extreme measures in place to protect people against the climate crisis, and they haven't worked, which is why our extreme measures have somehow led to worse fires.
Due to wildfires from Climate Cult Canada. You mean the same Climate Cult Canada that is, in cahoots with building new fossil fuel projects? Oh man, you can't make this stuff up. Yellow King, how's it going? It was like this on the West Coast for a few years ago, not as bad. You'd think it never happened before. Yeah. Completely missing the point here, because the reason why these wildfires are exacerbated is because of climate change. The most conservative province, too. Alberta? Here in Seattle, the wildfires, the last few years have been hell. Yeah, the wildfires are going to get worse.
Before I even get to the Canadian aspect of this, let's just, go to the... I'm surprised that Green didn't blame what she normally blames, and that's Jewish space lasers.
Ha! That's a good meme. That's a good meme. I couldn't resist it, and David Dole couldn't resist it. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
So I'm sure you all know this by now, but yes, back, I think it's about a year before she joined Congress, on Facebook, Marjorie Taylor Greene blamed wildfires on secret Jewish space lasers. This is a member of Congress now.
Yes.
So, I guess she has, evolved her view on wildfires.
Yeah, so, this is also coming off, the context that she's repeatedly been mingling tangentially with Nazis. So, yeah, it only makes sense.
To now blame the climate cult of Canada, because a climate cult would lead the G20 in financing fossil fuels, and they would lag in renewable energy funding.
Yeah, Canada is not exactly the bastion of climate. Canada is not the bastion of like solving the climate crisis. Okay, I don't know where anyone would get that idea. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure she's generally is it generally? Genitally? As in like with another person? That wouldn't surprise me either, to be honest.
Oil Change International finds Canadian governments provided 14 billion
Like sex. Okay. Yeah, no, makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
per year to oil, gas, and coal. That's in Climate Cult Canada. A climate cult would be led by a leader that says this.
As I said on the very first trip to the oil patch back in 2012, no country would find 173 billion barrels of oil in the ground and just leave them there.
Yeah. The bastion of the climate movement, Canada. Okay.
There's climate cult leader Justin Trudeau discussing the importance of digging up fossil fuels.
And this, by the way, that video wasn't exactly like, 10,000 years ago. That video was in 2020. If you saw the post. That video was 3 years ago. Come on.
There's also Greta Thunberg has been very critical of Justin Trudeau over the years. This is from 3 years ago now, quoting Bill McKibben's piece in The Guardian. If an alcoholic assured you he was taking his condition very seriously, but also laying in a 40-year store of bourbon, you'd be entitled to doubt his sincerity.
True.
Speaking to the idea that Trudeau can often pretend he cares about this issue, but when there are new investments into fossil fuel projects, how can you claim you actually care about the issue?
Right. I mean, like, the same thing can be said about the Biden administration, right? The Biden administration repeatedly capitulating, kowtowing to the fossil fuel industry. I mean, it's the same exact attitude. So by that definition, I guess we're also a climate cult too, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
So Bill McKibben's piece, which I believe I covered back when he put it out, is fantastic. When it comes to climate hypocrisy, Canada's leaders have reached a new low. A territory that has 0.5% of the Earth's population plans to use up nearly a third of the planet's remaining carbon budget. This is the climate cult, apparently. Just a complete moron. Lauren McKenzie here sharing this. This just... I both laughed and cried at this image. So this is New York City on Monday, New York City on Wednesday, and Blade Runner 2049.
Wow.
The air is cleaner in Blade Runner 2049 compared to New York City Wednesday.
Wow. Yesterday, by the way.
Absolutely insane. Then you have Fox News with this headline, Biden joins AOC in linking Canadian wildfires to climate crisis.
Yeah, like as if that's like a gotcha. As if like that's a gotcha. As if that's a problem. Because it's true. And like what Fox News is trying to do here is essentially the purpose of making a headline and article like that is to paint Biden as some kind of like radical by linking him with AOC. Whatever they want. Like that's basically what they want to do. Shoot, come back.
Going on to write, President Joe Biden has joined far-left squad member Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in linking the ongoing Canadian wildfires pouring smoke into the U.S. to the climate crisis. They put it in quotes.
I mean, yes, and yes. What are you talking about? Of course, like all these like extreme like weather events are just gonna become more and more common as the climate crisis continues, as nothing is being done.
What? How is there still, like, if you want to pretend that the solution to the climate crisis is something different than what scientists are saying, that would at least be an evolution of this argument of just straight up denying it and putting it in quotations as it's not a thing. I don't even know what to say to these people anymore. Wildfire experts, and by the way, I could be quoting climate change experts, which apparently are on the take from big nature.
Big nature.
But let me go to the wildfire experts. They see the signs of climate change in the dryness, intense heat, and longer fire season that have made these fires more extreme. So, experts in all these fields.
I mean, like it's common sense, right? When you have this this amount of warming at this rate, you're obviously going to have like catastrophic natural disasters occur more often. That's it. It's not that more difficult than that. The same thing with hurricanes. The warmer waters are going to make bigger and wetter storms. Cosmic Seeking, they're just crossed because Joe screwed them, and now they can celebrate their humiliation. They want to take their ball home and stop the game. I don't know if Joe he screwed them. Did he? I think he screwed us. I think he screwed us. But okay.
They don't even have to be connected to the climate scientists. They see how different it is now. This is why. So this morning I saw another. I didn't include it here. Maybe no, it's not worth including. But Brian Kilmeade on Fox and Friends in the morning was making the case where he said something to the effect of, you know, when it rains, they blame climate change. When there's a tornado, they blame climate change. When there's a fire, they blame climate change. Yes, all these things existed before. Yes, there have been tornadoes. There has been rain. Of course, there's been, yes, all these things, fires, all of this has existed before. The difference now is the occurrence, is how often it happens.
Yeah, like
the intensity.
First of all, how often and how intense, and like what we normally would consider something that like is very rare, is very rare. Like, I don't know, you know, like a massive hurricane, like Ian that passed last year. Those occurrences that are supposed to be rare, that don't happen that often, are going to occur more and more often. Those massive wildfires that used to be like a really once in a blue moon thing is going to be every fire season. Hurricane season is not. Hurricane season is going to start. It's going to start earlier too. If this continues, droughts that would normally last, I don't know, give a hypothetical, and droughts that would normally last a year are lasting dozens. We're in the middle of an unprecedented drought still in the Pacific, in the West Coast.
Of it happening, how widespread it is. That's the effect of climate change. That is the difference.
And it's not just also like I think that like a lot of the problems here is that these far right propagandists tend to like scoff at like the concept of climate change by saying things like, "Oh, the climate always changes." Yes, but at what rate? Things that normally would progress, ebb and flow, takes tens of thousands of years. Not this fast. We are the ones we're the only exacerbating factor here. We're the ones doing it. This is beyond a shadow of a doubt. We've known this for decades. We've had the concept for a very long time. We've had concrete evidence for decades at this point. So yeah, I mean, like, I honestly, I don't even know what the point of even arguing this is. The Arctic sea ice loss in summer hit the news today. Sheesh.
It's how massive these wildfires are. I just talked about Quebec. There's been wildfires in BC, in Nova Scotia, Alberta, all over Canada, all at the same time. This is very clear. Trying to debate any of these people, it's like smashing your head against a wall, because you're not going to talk sense into anyone who's still on this bullshit, who still does not understand the reality of what climate change is doing to the world. Last thing here from Common Dreams: the smoke emergency comes as the Sunrise Movement and 63 other climate and frontline groups are launching a week of action on Thursday, today, to demand that President Joe Biden declare a climate emergency and reverse recent approvals of fossil fuel projects like the Willow Project in Alaska, which I covered, I think, last month in a video, and the Mountain Valley Pipeline. Organizers said a protest planned outside the White House Thursday would continue.
Yeah, so mind you, the Mountain Valley Pipeline was a fucking gift given to fucking Manchin by President Biden, and Biden capitulating to that Canadian fucking company by allowing the Willow Project to go through.
Continue with a backdrop of wildfire smoke and N95 masks available for participants. So it is, again, the only thing that ever gives me hope are these sorts of groups, and especially younger people that are very engaged, a lot more engaged in what is going on than people of the past. I mean, even millennials, Gen X, boomers were not as engaged in politics, in these sorts of issues when they were the same age as Gen Z is right now. So it's really good to see this sort of involvement. And
Lucian,
again,
how's it going?
That's the only thing that really gives me any hope. But you also got Marjorie Green. I got nothing left. I got nothing left to say. I have to laugh off because how crazy these people are. Because what else am I going to do? This is the shit I have to cover every day. So, Marjorie Green, complete clown, a member of Congress.
Yeah, a member of Congress.
Absolute moron.
Facts. Luckily, it's been raining here, which has helped with the smoke. Jeez. Alright, so let's do some meme news. Beanie Man, Tim Pool. I was 55-45 for Trump DeSantis. Now I'm 0% DeSantis. Remember, this is our enlightened centrist, by the way. Using AI images to smear Trump is a hard FU. DeSantis must disavow. Let's take a look.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're all fired. All four are fired. You're fired. You're fired. Today I walk in, I hear I'm going to fire him. I'm not firing him. I think he's a wonderful guy.
Should you have fired Fauci?
So a lot of people ask me that question, and I did it right. Because if you do fire him, you're going to have a firestorm on the left again.
Why did you feel unable to fire Fauci?
Personally, you're not allowed to.
Every time he goes on television, there's always a bomb, but there's a bigger bomb if you fire him.
Frankly.
Wait, so he didn't he didn't say anything? The only thing that's not true. The only thing that's not true is the images. That's it. So he actually said those things. It's not a deep fake. He actually said those things. It's just that AI, it's just that they use an AI like collage.
You can't win that one. If I would have done it, I would have taken heat.
That's hilarious. This right here is what pissed off Tim Pool. Also, oh my god. Yeah, who cares about all the other horrible stuff that DeSantis is doing? AI generated images is where you draw the line. True, and also like Trump was like retweeting like AI generated freaking videos. Remember that like oddly like kind of weird anti-Semitic one, and then he's posting things like this. Trying to pedo jacket Ron DeSanctimonious. Oh man, and he's reposting this. Beanie Man has no principles whatsoever. I'm trying to find that post. Anyways, good memes. Heat, welcome. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 25 months, crossing over the 2-year threshold. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's continue the good memes. Lucian with the tier 1 sub. With the prime sub. Thank you so much. 2 months. Thank you. This pop-up won't leave me alone. Thank you. I appreciate it. Base of PJ. Rating with a party of 7. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Kid Not Kin. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Folks, if you haven't seen me before, I'm a Difficult Truth. I do the news, I do the politics. Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, I mean, I'm pretty sure some of you have already seen some of this discourse go around, but given the current, like, state of things with Twitch and whatnot, if you guys want to, like, continue to support this channel and have a backup avenue, I would definitely recommend to subscribe to the YouTube channel if my bot would actually let me. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, hit the follow button like King just did. You get a couple of free emotes. Also, while we're on it, if you haven't already, please head on over to twitch.tv/baseofpj, alright? They are based of PJ. Itchy and Scratchy, how's it going? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the bot. So I'm just going to shout out people verbally, I guess. That's what I had to do. Twitch.tv/baseofpj. I don't know why the Stream Elements bot isn't working. Greetings from northeastern Pennsylvania. How's it going? Yeah, I guess the bot is taking a day off. I mean, I don't see what the deal is. Oh well. The bot is not. Yeah. Dashboard. It says it's there. We still have a little smoke. We still have a little smoke in Scranton, not as much as yesterday. Gotcha. I mean, the bot's in the chat. I see it. I can see it. Is Stream Elements in the chat? No, it's not. That's interesting. There we go. Look at it. It's right there. Reporting for duty. No, well, apparently not. Can you at least do the commands? No? Okay. What if I do it on my phone? Channel. It might just be Twitch. Yeah, it didn't work. Oh well. What is the second worst called? The one that's the one we were in. Second most hazardous. Gotcha. Jeez. It's self-aware. Just chilling. Seriously. Welcome, A-Bond. Thank you so much. Yeah, click on the link. Okay, so click on the link and you can help us establish a backup system by subscribing to the YouTube channel. If anything should happen to the Twitch channel, at least we have the YouTube's, so we'll do that. Well, it is a difficult bot. True. True. Alio with 11 biddies, thank you so much. Code Orange? Wow. Yikes. Michael Hassler, Stream Elements became self-aware June 8th, 2023. Sorry I'm late. That's okay. Anywho. If you enjoy the content, you enjoy your stay, make sure you hit the follow button. It really does help us out. Click the link in chat for the YouTubes. And let's continue. Gotta do some practicing at the range. In this, Yellow King, reading Twitter. Twitch knows there is more than one issue. Oh, okay, so it is Twitch. All right. Okay, so it is Twitch. Gotcha. That's fine.
Sure that absolutely none of you will be surprised. I'm sure that absolutely none of you will be surprised to know that supposed centrist commentator Tim Pool is once again defending and justifying the violent actions of far-right fascists who yesterday decided to attack LGBTQ+ supporters outside.
You can keep updated on it. Keep updated on the NWS site. Gotcha.
Of a committee meeting at a school in Glendale, California. Now, we're going to talk about Tim Pool, but for a moment, I want to take some time to discuss the event in question because I think that the context in this story is absolutely crucial. So as John Keeley of Common Dreams explains, Far-right fascist groups and homophobic parents instigated violent clashes outside a local school committee meeting in the town of Glendale, California on Tuesday evening, which resulted in defenders of the district recognizing June as Pride Month being punched, kicked, pepper sprayed, and thrown about as police failed to maintain a peaceful situation. Local reporters estimated that 500 people, which included local parents, opposed to recognizing the dignity of LGBTQ students as well.
Also, like, you can't tell me that, like, all these people are parents, okay? Just to, like, put that out there.
Well as others identified as traveling fascists, we'll come back to that in a moment, and outside agitators without students in the district, like the far-right Proud Boys and other...
Yeah, like, without even having students in the district, much less children. Yeah, those look like thugs to me. They are. The confrontations are slowly escalating from Target to streets outside board meetings. Yeah, yes, it's very concerning. It's very concerning because this is all stochastic terrorism that's being perpetuated by the far right, perpetuated by people like Matt Walsh, who continue to push and push and push and push and push. I mean, like, the whole Target thing, they literally had bomb threats in multiple states. Bomb threats. That's not cool. That is not okay. Warehouse Republicans frantically losing their minds today. Their guy Trump is being indicted for espionage. Well, maybe. Mark Meadows, who communicated several with several of them about the January 6th insurrection, reportedly flipped. Today's Supreme Court ruling will cost several House Republican elections. Maybe. These disgusting fascist pigs make me sick to my stomach. I'm gonna go take a break and listen to some music. That's a good thing. Taking a chill pill and listening to music is completely okay. Welcome, Coherent Screams. Facts. Welcome to the American education system. True. So yeah, I mean, like, this is a very disturbing trend. As we see the escalation of violence, and make no mistake about it, this is 100% being fueled by stochastic terrorists like Matt Walsh, your Michael Knowles, kind of people. These are the kind of people that are continuing to push and push and push until you get things like this, until you get fucking bomb threats at random Target stores, until you get fucking literal hundreds of people brawling. You know that the same school district, they're just protecting the children from groomers. You don't want to go that route. Are you a groomer? Because, like, chances are people who make that accusation end up being groomers themselves. I guarantee you do not want to play this game. Okay? You want to protect children from groomers? Protect them from the fucking Catholic Church. Okay? Major story from NBC. The suspended FBI agent presented by the House Republican as a whistleblower, Gary O'Boyle. That's why they're pushing back on the trans stuff. Pushing back? What are you talking about? Pushing back on what? Bro, you want to talk about fucking groomers? You want to talk about fucking groomers? Don't even fucking talk about anything until you address the groomer problem with the Catholic Church. Okay? It's strange to me because when I was in school, none of this was a problem. We had tons of LGBTQI people, kids and teachers. Nobody had a problem. Right. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to before I was rudely interrupted by this fucking clown in chat. Sorry. Anyways, yes, this school system, the school district has done this for years. The school district has done it for years. Was it hundreds? I thought it was dozens. Wasn't it? Didn't they just say it was like 500 people? 500 people. Yeah, look, it's right here. It's at the bottom of the screen. Estimated about 500 people. There's a lot of trans people influencing and indoctrinating kids. Okay, yeah. The Catholic Church is almost as bad. No. Hey, here's a question. How many kids have been have been sexually assaulted by like a trans person or a drag queen? Where are those stories? Whereas there are literal thousands of stories. Okay? No one has issue. Yeah, fuck off. You know what? Fuck off. I was just thinking about that. Men wearing makeup in the 80s was never a problem. Right. Never a problem. Yeah, there is no... Like, it's just wild. How can you indoctrinate what? Indoctrinate? How can you indoctrinate a sexual orientation, for example? You can't indoctrinate into being gay. Right? It's not a thing. It's the same reason why conversion therapy is fucking torture. Because if you're gay, you're gay. This isn't something that you get indoctrinated to or out of. That's not how this works. As an I'm just using like gay as an example. That's just not how it works. We believe people should be who they feel comfortable being, not pushing an agenda. Exactly. It's just that simple. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. And anybody pushing this fucking groomer shit, first of all, anybody pushing this groomer fucking narrative is disgusting. Because like painting a group of people as like literally one of the worst things that you could possibly paint somebody as and just attach that to the whole group is fucking disgusting. And second of all, chances are, if you're one of those people that are consistently lobbing those accusations, methinks you might be giving us a confession. So I would be cautious. Every accusation just ends up being a confession. In middle school, guys were wearing nail polish and eyeliner. This was before 2010s. Yeah, I seen it. I was in school before then.
Fascist groups had gathered outside the meeting. Now, unfortunately, I can't play a lot of the footage that we're going to be talking about here because it shows physical altercations, which I believe would violate YouTube's terms of service, but I will link you to all of these videos down below.
Later.
But what I do want to do, so you have the
Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Context is go over a couple of screenshots here because these details are important. First of all, this entire scene is chaotic, but focus on the man in the white shirt. It reads, "Leave our kids alone." So that man, he hits the person with long brown hair near the person with the purple coat, and the cop behind him presumably sees him committing this assault, approaches him, and then pushes him out of the way while not restraining him. Now, the man then goes on to run to a different area and starts punching someone else. Now, the person in the purple jacket presumably tries to pull away the person who's getting attacked. Police yank them away and subsequently swarm that person who appeared to be defending someone who was getting physically assaulted. But back to the dog pile, because after that person who was getting punched got up, while police restrain them, meanwhile, the fascist who ran over to punch them is just standing there. Nobody's trying to restrain him, at least in this video. And again, when we're just kind of seeing snapshots of the kerfuffle here, it's really difficult to get the context here. So we're kind of seeing just...
Majority of sexual assaults committed by men. Majority of men were related to the victim. Majority of those men were related to the victim. Majority of the men identified as heterosexual. Majority of victims were minors. So... yeah, I mean, you want to talk about groomers? You really want to go like it's an extremely like disgusting tactic. But make no mistake about it. The reason why these people lay out this whole groomer thing against like gay people, trans people, and just generally the LGBTQ people community. The reason why they do this is because they want to lay the morally dubious, but whatever justification, this morally twisted justification, to inflict violence on them. Because like think about it, What's the worst thing that you could be accused of? I would think groomer, pedophile would be right up there. So they're doing this to lay the moral justification to get rid of them. Because I don't know if you've seen some far-right forums, posts, or whatever. But they're very quick to say things like, oh, pedos get the wood chipper or whatever. Meanwhile, it's like their entire ideology full of them. Full of pedos. Nick Fuentes comes to mind. But yeah, it's to lay down the justification for eradication, and they do it to a whole swath of people, right? To the whole community. Upset Walrus, how's it going?
Flashes of what happened. It was very chaotic, and it was violence. And again, I'm going to link you to the videos down below so you can watch them and judge for yourself. But it's very clear that there were a lot of fascist, anti-LGBTQ plus people here who were not just instigating violence.
There's a 1 in 6 chance a girl aged 9 to 14 will be a sexual assault victim. There's a 1 in 13 chance a boy aged 10 to 13 will be a victim, but nobody talks about that. I mean, I get the wood chipper sentiment. No, like, I understand that. That's not the problem. The problem is that they want to superimpose, because, you know, like, they want to superimpose that as justification for eradicating LGBTQ people. That's why that's there. Because, like, they have to know. They have to know. Like, why you can't say that a whole bunch of, like, that a whole community is full of pedophiles, unless you want to lay the groundwork to eliminate them. That's the moral justification. Yeah, it's bogus. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to get it twisted. They're not saying this because they care about kids, okay? Just to be very clear, they're not saying this because they care about kids, okay? They're not out here engaging in fist fights, in street fights and brawls because they care about kids. I guarantee you that that's the case. My mom was sexually assaulted by her dad, and he was stupid enough to write her threatening notes, so she was able to have him arrested, but her mouth never openly acknowledged it and never divorced. Yikes, I'm sorry to hear that. If they're worried about sexual assault and grooming, they should be more scared of their own family than some random trans person or drag queen. Correct. There are pedos on both sides. Unfortunately, they rank high in the government. Each side needs to hold themselves accountable. I don't know. That seems kind of weird to say that. That seems kind of weird because, like, every time these, like, far-right people start, like, lobbing accusations of, like, pedos, like pedo jacketing, it ends up being them. It ends up being them. Or they'll defend pedos, like Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is a pedo defender. He's completely fine with kids being sexually assaulted. He's completely fine with that. So trust me, I have a feeling it's just one side. So don't play this with me. I was a victim of sexual assault at 7 years old. Jesus. Jeez. Sadly, more culture war nonsense by usually the right wing who get arrested for sneaky scandals. Yep. The old political saying, do not be found with a dead girl or a live boy. Yep. Well, there was Bill Clinton. He's at least a sex pest. Oh, wow. Cool. You found one. Yep. The LGBT community needs to figure out their own place in society. their own place in society. What are you talking about? They're just people. Like me. Like you. What are you talking about? What do you mean needs to figure out their place in society? They're just people. They've always been around. Pride parades are cool, but when you bring kink to the parade, you miss the point. That's not that discourse. We're not having this conversation. Right, that's their place in society. They're just people. They're just people. They're doctors. They're teachers. They're just human beings. What are you talking about? I don't understand what figuring out their place in society means. They're athletes. They're random people, random parents, random friends, family. What do you want about? They're just people like me, like you. Echo Resto Dragon, how's it going? Pat Robertson, broadcaster who helped make religion central to GOP politics, dead at 93. Ha! Unfortunately, the only thing I could say is like, damn, 93? This guy lived a long, long fucking life to do a lot of fucking damage, so... This guy lived a long life to do a lot of fucking damage. Fuck this guy. Anyways. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Anywho.
But outright physically assaulting people. Go over some additional footage briefly. So at 6:39 p.m., journalist John Peltz reported that police were telling the pro-LGBTQ plus side that they have to leave the property, and the Glendale Police Department confirmed with him that the other side was allowed to remain. Yeah, so it's obvious who police were
they'll be doing crab raves tonight. Yep. And rightfully so.
Fighting with here. 8 minutes later, when the fascists started to dwindle in numbers, well, then police started to prepare to clear them out. Fascists were also filmed pushing past police to attack LGBTQ supporters.
Yeah, like there was this Proud Boy. We saw the video yesterday where this Proud Boy was like getting in a police officer's face because he wouldn't let him get to the other counter protesters. Like again, these people came. In some cases, they don't live there. They don't have students there. And in some cases, they don't even have kids themselves. But they showed up anyways, because how the fuck do you get 500 people there unless you like coordinated this shit? Anyways, the point being is that this is being fueled by stochastic terrorism. And unfortunately, in some instances, even the cops are protecting them. But yeah, like I was saying, they literally was yelling at a cop because he wouldn't let them go to the other side. A Proud Boy. Anywho.
Before that, they were antagonizing them, yelling that they take their masks off, calling them sick people and pedophiles. And a clergyman who was there in support of LGBTQ plus people was even pepper sprayed by a far-right protester. They even swarmed status...
Like, they don't even believe in this whole, like, church thing. They were... they were assaulting a clergy person? They were assaulting a clergy person? Yikes. There's the LGBTQ community that holds themselves under a rainbow flag. If you want to be part of a society, just go to your local community parades. Pride parades rub me the wrong way because pride is a celebration of sexuality. Is it though? Should kids be celebrated? But like, is the whole point of pride for kids to be there? Is that the whole point of pride, or is that something that you are prescribing to that? Are there elements of pride parades that are adult? Yeah. yes. Hello, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come say hi. Buddy. All right. Never mind. And it's like, why does pride rub you the wrong way? But like, you're uninformed, clearly. So then why are you making such strong opinions if you're uninformed? Why are you making such strong statements if you're uninformed? It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, like Lucian said, why are your feathers all ruffled about fucking pride, and yet, like, I don't know, stores like Spencer's are very, very open to the public. It's very, very open to the public. And there are stores like fucking Spencer's. I don't understand. It almost seems like you're only mad or only getting your feathers all ruffled because of one specific thing. Anywho.
Coup journalist Tina Desiree. And if you didn't know any better, this just looks like an anti-LGBTQ plus group of parents, concerned parents, who were probably drunk on right-wing propaganda, mistakenly thinking that this school wants to indoctrinate kids and groom them into the LGBTQ plus lifestyle by declaring June.
Right, like, again, this school district has declared June Pride Month for years and years now, okay? It's a formality. It's a formality, okay? That's nothing new. This isn't something that they just magically created this year. This has been done for years. Princess Gigi, welcome. Those crazies were not from Glendale. Yes, a lot of them weren't. A lot of them weren't.
As Pride. Now, again, there were parents who were there who were against this declaration, but this narrative of concerned parents is a bit disingenuous, but it was being pushed by far-right propagandists like Andy Ngo, for example, who was portraying this as families just angry about Pride events. The Daily Wire also tried to portray this as
family. Andy Ngo's a fucking dishonest fuck. Trying to paint this as a Pride event? That wasn't a Pride event. There's no Antifa there. This is made up.
Clash between Antifa and Armenian and Hispanic parents. Now, this account claims that the parents in the Armenian community, they just don't want their kids sexually groomed at school.
Which, again, what are you talking about? Declaring June, making like a formality, like not even like legislation. It's just like a formality to recognize June, you know, like they've done for years and years. It is not grooming, okay? School board meetings are Pride events now? Yeah, apparently, according to fucking dumb fuck Andy Ngo. Yeah, apparently. And apparently Antifa was there too. I think the only thing missing there was the fucking milkshakes. That's it.
And I guess by declaring June as Pride Month, kids are literally being sexually groomed because
like this again. This is fucking disgusting that people decide to paint this entire broad brush, and it should be incredibly angering. That like people are stooping to this level. That statement implies if anyone disagrees with you, they make their children groomed. Yep. Imagine if they gave this much of a shit when the church rapes children. Maybe it's not about caring about kids after all. Good point. good point. Maybe it's not about the kids. Maybe the whole point was never to give a shit about the kids. I am a concerned parent, concerned about these fascists putting our kids in hate-filled danger. True. True, because this wouldn't have happened without them. This brawl between like hundreds of people never would have happened. No, I don't believe that for a minute. So I don't believe you for a minute. So it's, to my understanding, I guess if you want to talk about like orientation and being accepted in society, but yeah, but like you can't be simultaneously thinking about this in perpetuity without also then seeing like, wait, why are stores like Spencer's so open to the public? Wait, why are Hooters still a thing? Why are churches not being investigated? Why are like creepy teen pageants a thing? But no left person thinks children should attend these events. It depends. It depends. If they're open to the public and they're kid friendly with adults that are chaperoning them, then what is the fucking problem? It's also overlooking all the people who identify and participate but are asexual. It's not about the sex. True. That's a good point. Thank you, Sharpie Diesel. What about, how about people just mind their own business? Damn, what a fucking concept. Thank you. Jesus. Like, why is it something so, like, innocuous as, like, somebody's, desire to be just, like, accepted as a human being? That just you're saying that feathers aren't ruffled, but it seems like they are because you keep insisting on this. Thanks for not getting super offended at my questions. I promise they're genuine. We'll see about that, but okay. Anyways, I believe somebody had a question for you. What do you think pride means?
Of course, that makes sense. Now, there's a lot to say about this. First and foremost, obviously, declaring June Pride Month is not tantamount to sexually grooming children. If you think that, you are delusional.
Yeah, like, and make no mistake, again, just to kind of add to that, make no mistake, they're doing it on purpose. Okay, they're doing it on purpose. What's the worst thing they could possibly be labeled as? A fucking groomer or child predator or pedophile. That's literally the worst of the worst of the worst. They're doing it on fucking purpose. Shame on these people. These people have gay shit on their mind more than gay people do. If you want to know what pride parades are about, look into the history of pride and how it started. This will help answer your questions. Yeah, I mean, like, this could all... If they're really that interesting, if they're really that interested, you can look this up. DJ Anti-Supernaturalist, thank you for the follow. My 6-year-old knows that there are all types of families and that's all we want. Hey, there you go. And they're all people and they're all just like us. They're all human beings. They all deserve the right to be happy. They all deserve the right to live a fulfilling life as they see it. Not as I see it, as they see it, a fulfilling life. Everybody is entitled to be who they are, and I think that that's like one of the most important things about freedom is to allow yourself to be who you are. Yep, the Stonewall riots. And that's okay. There are all kinds of families. There are all kinds of people. And that's okay. I mean, I don't understand why it has to be such a complicated subject. I mean, like, if a 6-year-old can comprehend the idea that there's just different types of families, but they're all families nonetheless, I mean, like, Jesus. What's the hard, like, what's the difficult concept here? Hey, Globus the Elder, welcome. Where are we having the disconnect here? If a 6-year-old can comprehend the concept, if a 6-year-old can understand that there are just different types of families, different types of people, but nonetheless they're all families and whatnot, then yay. Like, I don't understand. But why can't we all be people living life at 4th of July parade? The Pride parade seem alienating these groups. What are you talking about? What does 4th of July have to do with Pride? What are you talking about? I'm being decisive? I don't know I don't even know what that means. What are you talking about? What does 4th of July have to do with what we're talking about? Please don't make that the same silly mistake that the quartering made. Okay? Please don't make that same mistake. Okay? It's fucking ignorant. You don't think that there's whole months dedicated to the military? What do you think May is? The entire month of May is Military Appreciation Month. I don't understand. What is the point of even bringing up 4th of July? What are you talking about? What's the point? Alienating who? I think you misunderstand what Pride is. I'm starting to think I don't know. I'm starting to lean on the side that they know what they're talking about. Yes, exactly, Walter. You can't groom somebody. You can't groom an orientation. That's not how this works, okay? There's no amount of like there's no amount of grooming that will make somebody like a sex that they don't like. This is not a hard concept. Trying to make it so kids can't learn about gay people existing. It's like trying to teach kids that there's only the color blue and they can never learn about green. Correct. I'm starting to lean towards disingenuous trolling because like this isn't very hard to just kind of Google. And again, if a 6-year-old can understand these concepts, I don't understand where the problems are here. I genuinely don't understand. If a 6-year-old can understand these concepts, like it's beyond me. It is beyond me. I don't understand what 4th of July has to do with this. I don't understand like why is it hard for people to like comprehend something simple. Like, yeah, dude, sometimes people there's different families. Sometimes families have 2 dads. Sometimes families have 2 moms. Sometimes families have a mom and a dad. I don't understand. Just drop the word grooming and tell me what drag performers are doing wrong, reading books and teaching self-esteem and being fabulous. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And like these fucking people are making like a whole brouhaha about it, and like the only thing that they can manage is like, you know, talk about like drag queen story hour with like kids and their parents. The parents are there. Whatever. Anyways, that's enough wasting time on that.
It's absurd. Now, the school has declared June Pride Month for 4 or 5 consecutive years in a row. But only this year, it's an issue. Only all of a sudden, after the LGBTQ community becomes the targets of right-wing propagandists and Republican politicians, this becomes an issue.
Right. Again, yes, he's kind of touching up on where I kind of jumped the shark. I didn't watch this video, so sorry. Sorry, I kind of like jumped the shark here. But yeah, this has been done for years. This has been done for years. It's a formality. There's no like legislation being passed. They're just recognizing June. Jump the gun. Yes, thank you. Sorry, did I say well, jump the shark works too, right? I don't know. Whatever. Jump the gun. They both make sense in my head. Okay. But the reason why it's a problem now, it's because of these far right people like Matt Walsh, like Michael Knowles, and all these other fucking scumbags.
Now parents are concerned that their kids are being sexually groomed. Well, were you not concerned in 2021, 2019? But all of a sudden, parents are so outraged that they are engaging in physical violence. Listen, it is not out of the question, again, to think that parents are suddenly...
Oh, okay. So, yeah, 100% wrong on my part. Jumping the shark... Jumping the shark is doing something outrageous in order to boost failing ratings. Gotcha. Oh, no, it's a wrong euphemism? Analogy? I don't know. Anyways... God forbid somebody is dressed as a mermaid raids. Give your mouse a cookie. The 4th of July thing was basically me saying a family with 2 dads or 2 moms are going to find it harder to fit in a society when they only attend celebrations. And what are you talking about? You think that gay people don't celebrate 4th of July? Alright, I'm done. This is boring. I'm done. You think that gay people don't celebrate 4th of July? Somebody with 2 dads or 2 moms doesn't celebrate 4th of July? What are you on about? You think that like LGBTQ plus people only go to pride parades? No, this can't be true. This can't be true. This can't be an honest actor. This can't be an honest actor. It's a reference to a specific episode of Happy Days when Fonz literally jumped over a shark tank on a motorcycle. Gotcha. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try the shout out button one more time. Okay, there we are. There we go. The shark is part of the LGBTQ community. I think they should have, they should go to a pride parade themselves. Yeah, if you really want to know, like instead of talking to some rando on the internet about this, why don't you actually go, like, take a first-hand account instead of listening to some rando on the internet, like myself. How about that? Instead of having this conversation, why don't we do some research and like actually go into a deep dive firsthand? Okay? Everyone is welcome there, unlike in some circles. Yep. Instead of like listening to this rando on the internet. Jeez. Anywho.
Only concerned because of all of the right-wing propaganda. And to be clear, many of them did show up to speak specifically at that committee hearing. But a lot, if not most, and again, we don't have the ability to quantify this because the scene was chaotic, but a lot of this was astroturfed by traveling fascists, as John Keeley pointed out in that Common Dreams article. So back to the traveling fascists, because journalist John Peltz wrote, for the people thinking the anti-LGBTQ plus side is, quote, concerned parents is chock full of Trump supporters. I overheard 2 people talking on that side about having brass knuckles, and there have been groups of anti-LGBTQ plus protesters circling cops to start confrontations.
Where have we seen that before? Where have we seen that before? These far-right antagonists mingling in the crowd, starting confrontations with cops. Same MO. Same MO.
And this wasn't the only protest that some of these organized fascists attended this week, because as journalist Sergio Olmos reports, well, this wasn't the first protest for some of these individuals. They also protested on Friday evening at an elementary school in North Hollywood. And they literally brought a truck pulling a trailer that says, "Leave our kids alone." But I'm sure that this is just, concerned parents who decided to do this.
Yeah, imagine dude, concerned parents decided to wrap an entire trailer with this. Like, if you were truly concerned and you thought that something was happening to your child, I guarantee that you acting in this way would not be the response. If you genuinely thought that something was happening to your child, this would not be the response, okay? Let's be honest. If Pride is about sexuality, then what is going on at the Proud Boy meetings? Good question. Yeah, guaranteed that if you... Excuse me. Guaranteed that if you thought that your kids were were being like harmed, this is not the reaction you would you would be taking. You wouldn't like go around in your pickup truck with a wrapped trailer saying "Leave our kids alone" or "Leave the kids alone."
Now, one of the anti-LGBTQ plus antagonists who was arrested claims that he was running for Congress. Definitely a concerned parent here and not some Republican politician trying to get his name out there. So we are talking about organized fascists, multiple groups most likely, but not just organized fascists. The most organized traveling fascists, because, and this was hinted at in the Common Dreams article, but as the Washington Post reports, some of the people opposing LGBTQ rights were identified on social media as members of the Proud Boys, a far-right group with a history of violence. A Glendale police spokesperson...
Yeah, like, just to be clear, they're not just a far-right group, they're fucking domestic terrorists, okay? Their leader is currently facing sedition, Did he get convicted? Yeah, I think he did, right? He's facing like serious time for sedition. Okay? They're not just a far-right organization. These are fucking domestic terrorists. Let me see. Yeah, he was convicted. Okay, so this is not like a run-of-the-mill group, okay? This is a fucking domestic terrorist group. But anyways, I'm just nitpicky.
This person told the Post that authorities have not yet identified specific groups or individuals representing particular groups related to the protest. Quote, "We have seen the online posts and will look..."
The government of Canada recognizes them as a terrorist. Yeah, and remember when they, like, there was an outrage, the right wing, like, made an outrage about this? Because this was a while ago, wasn't it? Like, the government of Canada, recognized them as a terrorist organization a while ago, and these right wing people like made a whole like stink about it. Well, I wonder how much money they spent on that. About $700 to $1,000 for the trailer cover. Yeah, please don't tell me that this is about protecting the children. Please. You can't seriously think that these people are serious about actually caring about kids, okay? That's very true, Heat. Yeah, so the right wing made a whole stink about like, oh, they're designating the Proud Boys as a terrorist organization.
Look in to identify the agitators from both sides, police told the Post. Well, thank goodness. I'm sure that people in Glendale feel so relieved knowing that the local police there are at least pretending to still both sides this after they were seen on video siding with the fascists in many instances. But when you have the Proud Boys and presumably other organized fascistic groups there being openly antagonistic, trying to instigate violence and clashes, it is very disingenuous to chalk this up to concerned parents when this is fascist violence. And again, that's not to say that concerned parents can't also engage in this, but I mean, the concerned parents who actually have kids at this school were probably inside speaking at this committee meeting, peacefully vocalizing their disagreement. I mean, it's possible that some were part of the overflow crowd. I'm not sure, but I think we all know it's happening, right? This Pride Declaration, which was not an issue before, is suddenly a problem because fascist propagandists have worked overtime to portray all LGBTQ plus people as child sexual predators.
Yes, and all of that is to say, again, the only reason that they're doing this crap, the only reason that they're laying the groundwork, consistently pushing this bullshit, this very heinous and disgusting fucking bullshit about like LGBTQ plus people as child predators, groomers, pedophiles, whatever, like interchangeable adjective, is to lay the groundwork to eliminate them. That's the moral justification. I grew up in North Hollywood. The kids in that district are absolutely not the kids the Proud Boys care about anyways. Yep.
And on that note, let's get back to Tim Pool, because I don't think that people truly understand the power of propaganda, because so many people have been working overtime to demonize queer people, and it has effectively worked just regular people into a frenzy, thinking that LGBTQ plus people are grooming children. And so
that's right. The leader got 18 years. Enrique Tarrio? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got some serious time. He got serious time. From Miami too, by the way, Walter. I cannot imagine being in school in today's society. I thought I was traumatized as a kid. Sheesh.
Sexualizing children, and people online are becoming increasingly vocal about the fact that they want violence against queer people. They want executions against queer people. Here's a couple of examples shared on Twitter by Alejandro Caraballo. And these are not isolated incidents, but here's what she shares here. So Libs of TikTok, they tweeted out a picture of teachers in rainbow gear asking, imagine walking into your kid's elementary school and this is what greets you. What do you do? And this individual responded by
the blue check mark, no less,
saying, what is a mass shooting for $500, Pat? I mean, I don't know if they are stating their intent to do violence here, but at a minimum, they are calling for violence.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I know we're trying to be charitable here. Mike is being very charitable, but like, I mean, come on. The comment there is being very, very fucking clear as to what's going on over here. Okay. The comment is very clear.
So we're saying that violence should be done because these teachers are literally just wearing rainbow gear. Ian Miles Chung asked, what should be done about teachers, doctors, and psychiatrists who promote, enable, or perform gender-affirming care? And this person responded saying,
wait, teachers? What are you talking about? Can I ask what? Okay.
Saying, kill them. Another person responded saying, helicopter, wood chipper, compost, in that order. And in response to the violence in Glendale, Tim Pool tweeted out, dads are starting to rise up against leftist pedophiles.
And this person, honestly, this is what fucking irks me, man. This really does irk me. When people do this shit, like, when they fucking, like, stoop this low with this whole, like, groomer shit, this whole, like, groomer shit. I mean, it's so hard because this guy is, like, talking about bullshit. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I mean, like here he's perpetuating that same thing, right? That he's perpetuating that same sentiment. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm trying to find that same yeah, this is it. If you're a dad and apolitical and you get angry that pedophiles, what pedophiles are trying to groom kids? This is in response to a school board meeting. Are you calling the school board meeting, who has done this for years and years and years, pedophiles? For just recognizing, like not even saying that you have to do anything, not even signing a decree that you have to do something. It's just a simple like a gesture. For all intents and purposes, it's a literal like gesture. It does nothing. The school board is not handing down any rules. The school board is not handing down any mandates, any regulations, or anything like that. So basically, Tim Pool is saying that the school board is full of pedophiles? Does he have evidence for that? Because that's fucking disgusting. How do you know that? What evidence do you have to fucking call the school board people pedophiles? This guy's disgusting. Fuck this piece of shit. Anyways. We know Republicans get arrested for sex scandals more than Dems. Yeah, but like, yeah, this is just a conservative problem. Like, again, all these fucking like groomer, groomer people, they end up being the ones who are fucking groomers or defenders of groomers. It always ends up being the same. It always ends up being one of those two. The people who are so like gung ho about like branding like the LGBTQ plus community as groomers, or going around doing like, you know, writing this fucking like anti like groomer, pedophile, they're transing your kids or whatever. Those people are they end up either being fucking like caught with some really bad stuff, or end up defending it. Got it, my friend. Thank you so much for the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you, Heat. Thank you for stopping by. More like, yes, that's true. Conservatives really hate gays and minorities unless it's two lesbian Latinas.
And responded saying, I don't care how it looks or sounds, I salivate at this. Groomers deserve violence, and that's exactly what they're getting.
Right. Like, again, how do you know that these people who's a groomer? How do you know that? How do you know that?
And to be clear, these are just a few examples. I've seen a plethora of examples myself, but this thirst...
Yeah, like we went over, oh god, I forgot that lady's name. That lady's name who was like, oh yeah, well I think Hitler had a point, but like, we shouldn't do it to the Jewish people, we should do it to the trans people or some shit. And like, they posted a fucking picture of Auschwitz. Fucking disgusting.
For blood among fascists is being carefully cultivated by people with very large platforms who know what they're doing. It is purposeful.
Yes.
These people are being
purposeful. It is purposeful. 100%. It's purposeful. This whole groomer shit, this whole fucking like pedophile shit, pedojacketing the fucking LGBTQ community as a whole, consistently and constantly, with no evidence whatsoever. Meanwhile, ignoring like actual fucking predators. Yeah, they're doing this on purpose. They're absolutely doing this on purpose. They're doing it to get people riled up because they know that the people that are listening to this will act a certain way.
Duped into believing that all queer people are pedophiles, and this is a dangerous, defamatory lie. I mean, think about it. If you thought that somebody was abusing children, would you not be outraged? Justifiably so.
Yes, justifiably so. 100%. And that's the point. They want to lay down a fucking twisted moral fucking groundwork to do this, to fucking justify eliminating LGBTQ people. That's it. That's the only that's exactly why they're doing it.
All of us want to protect children. So if these people genuinely believe that queer people are a threat to children or school officials are sexualizing children,
what do you think they're going to do? If these people genuinely believe that, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to call for when, I don't know, like these fucking like Republicans win power? What do you think they're going to call for? I'm just saying. Doesn't seem so far-fetched now, does it?
Then from their standpoint, it makes sense to want violence to protect these children. But it's all based on lies. And most right-wing propagandists have increased their anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric and vitriol, but few have been as willing to explicitly spread this defamatory lie as Tim Pool. Others might resort to priming and innuendo, whereas this centrist Tim Pool, he just says it. Queer people are pedophiles. For example, he defended the violence on Twitter, saying, if you're a dad and apolitical and you get angry that pedophiles are trying to groom your kids, then you're a far-right extremist. So he's pretending as if it is a fact that this school is filled with pedophiles, and not only that, they're grooming their children simply because they wanted to declare June Pride Month. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what kind of rhetoric he's engaging in. He knows the effect of these lies. And it's not the first time that he's done this. After the November mass shooting at a drag show hosted by Club Q in Colorado, Tim Pool responded saying, it seems that around 10 p.m., Club Q posted they were having an all-ages drag show the next day. About 2 hours later, the shooter came in. People keep calling for wood chippers, and this is what happens. Now, on top of that, he tweeted out, we shouldn't
acknowledging that that's the point. Like, Tim Pool is literally acknowledging that is the point. That is the end, the desired end result. That is what he's telling you right there. He's saying, good. That is the desired result.
Tolerate pedophiles grooming kids. Now, nobody would disagree with this statement, but then you go one step further and you see who he's talking about here. Club Q had a grooming event. He's referring to the drag show, mind you. How do you prevent the violence and stop the grooming? So he basically justified the mass shooting.
Right, which is exactly what I've been saying. Which is exactly what I've been saying. They're laying the groundwork with this like twisted moral sense of morality, to exactly say, well, you know what, this is what happens. In fact, good. Tim Pool is literally telling you right there. Tim Pool is telling you exactly what the desired end game is right there. I mean, it can't be as clear cut than that. It can't be as explicit as that. Tim Pool is literally telling you exactly what he's doing, exactly the outcome that he expects, and then says, yeah, this is fine. This is exactly what happens. I wasn't groomed to be bisexual. Nobody forced it upon me. If anything, I blame my 7th grade boy crush rejecting me and having my best girl comforting me make me realize I liked her more. Yeah, but like that's like a you thing, right? Like you can't groom that. You know, just as you can't groom, I'm heterosexual, so like you can't groom me out of being or into being heterosexual or not. that's just who I am, just like that's just who you are, and that's perfectly fine. It is terrifying. It should be terrifying. It should be ringing all the alarm bells because they're telling you, despite how like coy Tim Pool likes to play, like, oh, I'm just a centrist, like, you know, nah. Dude knows exactly what he's fucking doing. Dude knows exactly what he's doing. He may say a lot of stupid stuff. He may say a lot of cringy fucking comments, but when it comes to the propaganda game, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly how to play the algorithm. He knows exactly how to play the message. He just knows.
He justified the deaths of multiple queer people. And it was so egregious that many people called him out. But that includes his own sister, who publicly condemned him on Twitter, writing, "You really think LGBTQ people are grooming children? WTF is wrong with you? Do you not remember working at Mom's Coffee House in Boys Town in Chicago when we were teenagers? That community had some of the most wonderful people we've ever met." Yeah. So based on that, we know that he is aware that queer people are not groomers or pedophiles. Tim Pool, as much as I disagree with him, he's at least intelligent, right? Or at least...
Well, he's intelligent in the sense that he knows, like, how to do the whole propaganda thing. Because, like, I mean, the dude says, like, the dumbest shit all the time. He really does say some of the most egregiously ridiculous stuff all the time. I mean, like, I remember him saying something to the effect of, like, women can't be as good as men as in chess because, like, something about logic or some shit. Like, the dude has said some of the most, like, ridiculous stuff. You know, we make fun of him because you should. But he does know what he's doing when it comes to, like, propaganda and things like that, and social media, like, riling up his base. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
At least more intelligent than other right-wingers, despite the stupidity that he spews. But I think a lot of it is him trying to act as a useful idiot so he can appease his far-right audience. But he's smart enough to know that queer people are not pedophiles. But he is still, nonetheless, purposefully spreading a lie that is literally inciting harassment at a minimum and possibly violence against all queer people. This is affecting every single one of us. It's probably affecting cis people too, if they have kids and they have a rainbow flag in their house. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, like, you think that, like, oh, people sometimes think that just because you're cis, none of this is gonna fucking, like, affect you. Didn't they, like, drag out, sorry, just because, like, with the bathroom bill, sorry, let me just get my ducks in a row. So to kind of piggyback off that comment, you know how these whole, like, bathroom bills have been going on? They literally dragged out a lesbian out of a bathroom, because they thought she was trans. Is this a pic of Tim Pool on someone else's show? Yes. That backdrop picture is Tim Pool. This is from a show called The Humanist Report. I hate when they get into a men versus women talking points. 99% of what they say is BS or horribly misunderstood. Yep. That's a good point.
For example, look at how it's affecting me personally. So this is one of the replies that I got on Twitter in response to me just posting about my channel's monetization status. Quote, "Groomer, why do you like to include children in your sexual fetishes?"
Like, bro, what are you talking about? And trust me, I've had interactions like that. I've had interactions with fucking clowns like this. Here, I'll show you. The difference is I'm very good at fucking like, I'm much more confrontational when it comes to this type of shit. Let me see if I could find it. What? I can't even see my fucking notifications? What do you talk? God, this website is such garbage. Elon Musk. Whatever. Well, Elon Musk is kind of messing up the segment here. Can I see it here? Anyways. I've lost the channel for over 10 minutes? Oh no. Why is the profile pic as a driver's license? Is that a driver's license? Is that a way of like doxing people without like doxing people? I don't know. The bathroom thing is so stupid. Everyone hates public bathrooms. People literally, you only use them for two things: to do their business or to do cocaine. True. Oh man. Anyways, this is really a garbage app, but this is the kind of shit that I see. Like, this is on Tim Pool's fucking thread, by the way. This is a fucking Nazi. And then here's another fucking Nazi saying like that's a weird way of saying you watch kiddie porn all alone in an empty house. To which I responded, it's not shown here. But I was like, that's interesting. That's the first thing you thought of. That's very, no, I said, I think it's quite telling that that's literally the first thing that you thought of. But yeah, like this shit is so prominent. This shit is so fucking prominent. Right, that's exactly what I thought, A-Bond. Musk wants more money? I don't know if he wants more money, because it's not going to come from Twitter. Not the way he's running it. Anyways.
So do you understand? Here I am minding my own business, posting about a completely unrelated issue, and this person comes into my mentions calling me a groomer, and I'm assuming it's because he either knows about the show and knows that I'm openly gay, or saw the pride flags in my Twitter handle. Either way, simply because I'm gay, this person literally thinks that I am a groomer. No, I'm not a groomer. I think that actual groomers should be punished. I think that pedophiles should be jailed. I've seen firsthand the way that sexual predators destroy lives. And for you to just say that about someone who you don't know because they're gay is despicable.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. Like this is like scum of the earth shit. Okay? Fuck these people.
And that is not the first time, by the way, that I've been called a groomer. But if you're gay, you're a pedophile by default. If you're an LGBTQ plus ally and happen to be straight, they probably think you're a pedophile too. But that's not all, because this person, who I hope is trolling, I'm going to blur their name just in case, but they responded to one of my tweets saying, I'm very pro-LGBT and pro-pride, but books like this put MAPS, minor attracted persons, pedophiles, in their illustrations. Why? And so much of the left looks the other way. Now, I don't know what this book is. I don't know what age this book is targeted to, but I clicked on the image, and this person is outraged about a literal map. We're talking about a geographical map, right? We're not talking about a minor attracted person. We're talking about an actual map. But because there's a map in a gay book, he's assuming that it is a pedo dog whistle. So we are now literally reaching QAnon levels of conspiracies when it comes to LGBTQ plus issues. I mean, remember when QAnon thought that an Adam Sandler movie that had a scene with a pillow that had Q embroidered on it was some sort of a Q dog whistle? So that's where we're at with regard to LGBTQ plus discourse in this country. That's how far we've fallen after making so much progress these past 10 years. This is tiring. I am tired. I mean, by their logic, everyone's a pedophile. Have you ever worn a shirt that had too many colors or a rainbow around kids? Pedo. Have you ever told your child that some kids have two mommies or two daddies? Pedo. Have you taken your kid to a drag queen story hour or even let them know that a queer person exists? Pedo. Have you shown them a map so they can learn about geography? Well, pedo dog whistle. That is not what grooming is. We know this. We all know this. And it is despicable to see so many conservatives weaponize righteous anger over child abuse for political gain. By conflicting...
And, like, not only that, do you know how, like, damaging that this whole thing is when it comes to actually protecting children? Actually addressing, like, the whole, like, child predator thing? Do you know how harmful this fucking shit is to that? So please spare me this fucking bullshit that you care about the kids. Okay? Please.
Plating any and every LGBTQ plus related thing as grooming, it minimizes actual grooming that...
Thank you. Jumping the gun again. But thank you, Mike.
...goes on by actual child predators who need to be caught. Actual predators who sexually exploit children, like, I don't know, maybe priests in the Catholic Church, they're probably very relieved to see this discourse taking place. But it's just sickening because to say that queer people are inherently dangerous to kids isn't just cruel and defamatory. It is a dangerous lie that is literally inciting harassment and violence against innocent people.
Which is the point.
And individuals like Tim Pool, who continue to do this even if they know it's wrong, I hope that the money is worth it. I hope that they can live with themselves because what they're doing is despicable. But honestly, I don't think that he cares. He's being purposefully antagonistic. He's deceitful, knowingly so, but that's what he's doing. At most, we can call him out, but this man has a much larger platform than myself and a lot of other people who are calling him out. But this is dangerous. And if he actually cares about innocent people not getting hurt, he would stop.
100%.
Win stupid prizes. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Play stupid games.
100%. All right, folks. Jeez. I didn't realize how much time went by. They don't actually care about kids, which is sad. They're going to grow up being very angry, which will cause problems in the future. Yep. They don't actually give a shit about kids, and they're actively hurting any efforts that would be useful to actually addressing child predators, children being exploited. They're actually damaging efforts to protect children by doing this shit. So we're gonna have to speed run through some of this because we're way past time. So good news, but expected. Biden does veto the bill to claw back student loan relief. President Biden vetoed a bill that would have repealed months of student loan payment forbearance and banned his up to $20,000 debt forgiveness, regardless of how the Supreme Court rules on the legality of the program this month. This resolution, called House Joint Resolution 45, passed the House in May and the Senate last week from support of girl boss Sinema and Cole Barron Joe Manchin and John Tester in the High Chamber. If Biden had not vetoed the measure, borrower advocates worried that 40 million student loan borrowers could have faced back pay for those paused payments and new interest charges added to their debt. They also raised concerns that debt cancellation borrowers recently received would be reversed. So yeah, TLDR, this is a temporary W. We'll see what the Supreme Court says. Shame he had to fucking capitulate to the Republicans. All right, so we kind of touched on this. It's really freaking bad. It's really freaking bad. And if you're in the area, please take care. It's really freaking bad, really dystopic. Supreme Court backs landmark voting rights law, strikes Alabama congressional map, which I believe somebody made a mention of that. So, today, the Supreme Court struck down Republican-drawn congressional districts in Alabama that civil rights activists had discriminated against black voters in a surprise reaffirmation of the Landmark Voting Rights Act. The court, in a 5-4 vote, ruled against Alabama, meaning the maps of the 7 congressional districts, which heavily favors Republicans, will now be redrawn. Again, like, the whole point of Republicans in North Carolina trying to kind of eliminate this concept of having the courts as a way of relief system, as a way of relief in case maps were drawn in a bad manner, were for this reason exactly. I got a friend in Texas that was having a hard time breathing. Jesus. We're already in a recession. Do you want people to be poor? Do they not know that making people poor makes the economy worse? Yep. SCOTUS actually does its job. Yep. For this is definitely a W. In doing so, the court, which has a 63 conservative majority, turned away the state's effort to make it harder to remedy concerns raised by civil rights advocates that the power of black voters in states like Alabama is being diluted by dividing voters into districts where white voters dominate. Jeez, yesterday we were at 200 ppm. New York was over 500. Wow. The GOP MAGA's having a horrible week. Yeah. Well, definitely. Not their best week. In the ruling, Roberts, writing for the majority, said a lower court had concluded that the congressional map violated the voting rights law. So, yeah, good thing. This is a good thing. This is a very good thing. And last, but not least, Trump braces for possible federal charges after being warned that he's a target of the document probe. Former President Trump and his aides are bracing for potential indictment in a classified document investigation, as prosecutors handling the probe were spotted Thursday at Miami courthouse, where a grand jury has been hearing from witnesses. Will we see an indictment? We have no idea. But clearly, Trump is having a normal one. How can you possibly charge me who did nothing wrong? In all caps, by the way, when no other president were charged. Okay? When Joe Biden won't be charged for anything. Well, he'd have to have, like, some kind of criminal intent. Including the fact that... Didn't the Justice Department also look into this? Or is looking into this? Like, whatever, dude. And some dating back to his Senate days, even when Democrat senators are shocked. Also, President Clinton had documents and won in court. Crooked Hillary deleted 33,000 emails. Her emails, damn it. Many classified and wasn't even close to being charged. Didn't the FBI also investigate this? Pretty sure the FBI investigated Clinton's emails. The greatest witch hunt of all time. So yeah, having a normal one on True Social. Anyways. The GA case is coming in August. That is the one that I'm definitely keeping the most eye out for. All right, folks, I gotta get going. Alio with the 11 biddies. Thank you so much, folks. If you did enjoy the content and you want to support this channel, hit the follow button. Also, if you guys want to support the channel but can't monetarily, head on over to the YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out. Also, YouTube is going to be a possible backup plan in case anything ever happens to the Twitch channel. At least we'll have YouTube so that we don't go anywhere. So if you want to just hit that subscribe button really quick, just to have it, that'd be great. We're at 237, so that's awesome. And it really does help us out. Spread the word far and wide. We're here Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Is this Matt Bender in another dimension? Yes, this is Matt Bender in an alternate reality. Alternate world, Matt Bender. Sure. Welcome, 32 Sage. To be honest, I don't trust the FBI. I really don't trust the CIA. I mean, fair. Trump unhappy is fine with me. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Georgia case. That's the one that I'm really going to pay attention to. That, I mean, to me, that's the most significant case. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. To me, that's the most significant case. The background reminded me of the Majority Report. That's because it is the same exact background. And by the same exact background, meaning I know the panels that he used. They were from IKEA. the panels that Sam Zeder uses are from IKEA. I have the same ones. That's it. You don't really resemble him? I was just joking around. Come on. Have a good weekend, you too. So yeah. Have a good one. See you later. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. As I was saying, if you guys enjoy the content, don't forget, follow, subscribe, do the awesome stuff. Holy City, peace. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, you hanging out. Thank you, Heath. Thank you, Michael Hasser, for keeping the peace in the chat. I appreciate it. As I was saying, follow, like, subscribe, do all the things. Spread the word far and wide. Bring a friend. We're here Monday through Thursday. As always, folks, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. See ya. Echo Wrestle Dragon, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. All right, folks, we're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.